Hey everyone, thank you for supporting the Dallas International Film Festival. And today we are grateful to have the storytellers from Halfway joining us at this 10th anniversary of Dallas International Film Festival. So first of all, gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. And I would like to start off by having each of you introduce your name and your role on Halfway to our audience.
I'm Marcus Henderson. I play the character of Polly.
I'm Ben Caird. I'm the writer-director of the movie.
I'm Quentin Aaron. I'm the actor who played Byron and executive producer of the movie.
And soon to play Ben in his autobiography.
Oh, right.
It's funny, I kind of
Can
tell
we do
him,
that?
whenever he's not around, I kind of talk with his accent, but I'm afraid to do it in front of him. So I kind of think I am Ben Caird when he's not around.
Is this because you're preparing for your next James Bond role?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But I guess
First Black James Bond.
I guess we can't quite talk about that yet since it's under wraps, right?
Did he have a sidekick?
Exactly.
Because
Idris-
I was like,
Probably.
something like, he didn't work alone.
We're working it.
Yeah,
We're
Idris
working it.
Elba doesn't have anything
Yeah.
on you.
No.
No. Okay. So gentlemen, what excites you about having Halfway screen at Dallas International Film Festival?
Well, yeah, it's the world premiere of my first film, so that is what's exciting. James Faust, the festival director, is just an amazing host of us and filmmakers, and everyone's talked about how the Dallas International Film Festival is a great place to take a film, and it's always in the tops of the lists of best festivals to go to and stuff. And just talking to all the people that work here, everyone's filmmakers. They know what the things that we that would make us feel welcome, and they do them and more. And it's so having my first film and my first feature film in a festival like this is just a joy.
Tell me about the first screening that you had sitting in with the Dallas audience. What was that like for each of you? Was this like a very, very crazy experience? Was it kind of what you expected, or not?
When we saw the film in LA for just cast and crew, this is really one of the films that was the beginning for me, because I'm just starting out and things like that. But when we saw it in LA, I was just so proud of it. I was just like, wow, man, this is amazing. They made me look great. Like, I didn't know I could look like that. And then, and it was Ben's direction, man, and the work of the DP. And I was just so proud of it that, I joked with Johnny about it that, like, and he's like, what did you expect? I was like, yeah, I guess you're right, man. This was supposed to be great from the beginning. So, but to see it with an audience who doesn't know what to expect, who doesn't know what they're about to see, and to hear where the laughs were, where it certain didn't get, like in LA, or like, just it was a temperature that I hadn't felt before, and I thought that was really exciting, And I was in the front, so I couldn't see anybody. I was just in the front, like listening in the back, like, oh, they got that, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was this is my third time seeing it now, and I feel like it gets better every single time I see it, even though it's the same film. It sounds weird because it's like he said, when we first saw it in LA, you're seeing it with friends and stuff, and you're like, okay, cool. So you're all laughing and enjoying it together. Then when you see it with the crowd that has never seen it before and don't know what to expect, you see if they get the jokes that were laid out, if they read it how you wanted them to, or if they took to the moments that you wanted to. So like, I think this last screening, the majority of the time, I'm watching the movie, but I'm also watching people's reactions, and I'm also listening for the oohs and the ahs and the sniffles, because I heard some.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me. I heard a couple other people sniffling too, so
Yeah,
it was pretty cool, because
much.
that's when you got it. You have something that was worth all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into it. It was. You see that portray out, and you see people's reactions to it, and it's a whole lot better than sitting there and not hearing laughs when you wanted to laugh. You like, I'm the only one. Oh,
Tough crowd.
sorry. I thought that was funny. I'm just trying to, So yeah, it's amazing.
It's the first time I've actually enjoyed watching it. It's so, as you started writing this film now, 5 years ago, we finished it. You know, it probably took 4.5 from beginning to write it to realizing it. But it's the first time I was able to really enjoy it. You know, you play at such a high quality. The theatres here are fantastic over at the Angelica, I pick out things that other people obviously wouldn't. But you know, I got to work with such amazingly talented people that when you get to see it at its best quality, you really get to see that work and hear that work. You know, I think obviously the cast we have is fantastic, and getting to see their performances over and over again is a joy, and it's a joy to be able to choose what of that. But for me on this viewing is the score, the original score by our composer Miles Mosley. I mean, I was a fan of his before. I asked him to score the film because I saw him playing in a jazz bar in LA, and I just started writing the lead to be a big black man, and Miles's principal instrument's a double bass, and so he's sort of a singer double bassist. And when I saw him play, I was like, man, this is the voice of the character that I'm just writing now. So I was kind of in love. That, in actual fact, way before anyone else, was the sort of first attachment in my own heart to the film, was Miles Mosley scoring it. So this score that's like bass driven and he's used vocalists through it and stuff is just like, it's phenomenal. So getting to just listen to that and like revel in a guy whose work I'm already a massive fan of, for me on this screening was something that I really, really enjoyed. But yeah, it was the first time that I was able to just watch it and be like, okay, we got a movie. I can't really do anything to this anymore. So, you know, yeah, it did bring a smile when people laugh at your jokes and stuff like that as well. But yeah.
Well, also as a compliment to you, like when I watch movies, usually if I find myself kind of projecting my own thoughts of what's going to happen next, kind of like a Hitchcock experience. So that's what I mean as a compliment to you. Like, for example, with this movie, when I first watched it, I didn't know what to expect. I purposely didn't read the synopsis. I just wanted to watch it, let the music kind of guide me, and just see what happens. And one of the early scenes was where Quentin's character is driving in the SUV onto the bridge, you know, and it's kind of sunset, and there's a group of people standing there. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a situation like that where I'm either walking into something where I kind of get that feeling I don't belong here. And immediately I was already expecting the worst. I was expecting the movie gonna take this crazy turn.
Where's your bleeper?
Oh yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I can't even believe that.
Yeah.
I should have made a left back there.
Yeah.
Son of a.
It's terrible, man.
I can imagine the stuff that went through your head.
So this movie, in a way, kind of has some that tension, but not like in an outright, you know, way that we've seen done before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, it's like you. At least for me, I kind of read so much into it. So I mean, as a compliment to you. So.
Thank you.
But there's more to it than just the basic storyline and, you know, taking it place on the farm. Like so for either of you gentlemen, what is recidivism for those who might not know the big word?
It's
Well, the actual definition of recidivism is to do with the reincarceration of an ex-felon for a. Usually, it's to do with a crime that is related in some capacity to the original crime, but increasingly that, you know, people are getting tripped up over silly things like a jaywalking ticket or something or whatever. So in actual fact, I think that the figures are specific to a similar crime, but given that the thin ice that ex-felons are walking on, it's a lot of different things that can get people reincarcerated.
Yeah, the chance of them being reincarcerated is even greater within recidivism.
And in the film, I mean, obviously, Paulie's character is Marty's character. He's the kind of he's the sort of the actual embodiment of recidivism because of where he starts in a positive way, trying to be positive for Byron. And then
ending up right back in, you know.
For Byron.
Yeah, for Byron. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Sorry. So sorry.
So Marcus, let's start with you. When you had the script in hand, you kind of had an idea, a basic sketch of Paulie. What was your goal in bringing the character to life? Like, for example, how much of your own backstory did you get to create versus what Ben had given you?
Ben was very open in this process, which you don't really get with someone who wrote the material and is directing it. You don't get a lot of leeway, but he was very open to ideas and you know, even the words that came out of my mouth. You know, he was very open to what is that? Does that sound right? Is that coming out of your mouth right? and I felt so comfortable. But when I read the script, I immediately attached to it because I know that person. I know him. I grew up with him. That person's my family member. That person is, it's so many people represented in one character, and you just you want to tell the truth. You want to do such a good job to where when they look at it, they can say like, man, I'm being represented well, in the sense of like he took care of me, just as like the character takes care of Byron in the movie. I want to take care of this character to say, man, it's gonna be safe. It's gonna be all right. The backstory I sort of gave it was that Byron is like a brother to me. I didn't have any other family and things like that. I mean, me and Ben didn't talk about this, but the idea of it is that I wanted it to be something that people could look at and say and not just judge and say, oh, this character because he's in jail, da da da. No, they just see him as a human. That was my initial goal, because anytime my agent sends me a script and it's like, it might be a drug dealer or it might be crackhead or something, like whatever, like something like that, you get like a little I don't know if but this, like, the humanity within this script just it opens the heart so much that you got to tell that story and you got to be truthful to it. So I think that's what I was looking for as soon as I read it and got on set.
Yeah, because I feel like this material is very open. It's not just one-sided. With every story, there's always multiple angles, multiple perspectives and opinions. So, for example, from Polly's perspective, hey, I'm needing a second chance. But then with others, where they're coming from and the rooted views, however wrong or however wrongly perceived it is, they probably were victims of something that happened from someone who was in prison, for example, and there's probably a reason why they had their prejudice and their fears, because they were themselves a victim of some sort. So it's kind of like, it's always easy to lose someone's trust, right? If something bad happened to you, it's very quick to lose that trust, and it's hard to give that second chance. So, so there's that tension between, I need a second chance versus I'm willing to give you the second chance. I'm willing to trust you.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think something that's really important. I'm a classic person who thinks that there's lots and lots and lots of things wrong with the world, and but you want to tell stories in there, and I think that it's not, yes, the Paulie character and what Byron gets up to and stuff like that, but I think it's, yes, the prison system's totally disjointed in this country, of course. Let's make it, we can maybe make a movie to highlight that, or within that I get to make a movie where I get to like cast black leads, which isn't done, and it's not done by white directors really. It is, there are some people doing it, but not really. So I get to play with a few things that I think are important, but it's also really important. We shot the movie on my family's farm, so I'm also not interested in making a movie about how like white middle America is racist. That's like hopeless and very pessimistic about who humans are. So I want to make a movie that my family can watch and be proud of, that they were involved in as well, and not feel like like this another like finger wagging filmmaker. Like, that's not at all the case. And even the characters are a little bit abhorrent in the movie. They're not one dimensional and just hateful. And we didn't have any white people using the N-word, and those kind of things are just a bit reductive, and it's not really the way that people feel in 2016. Yes, there is bigotry, but yes, it's bad, and yes, you need to work out a way to talk about that, but it's not useful to just kind of to try and take some sort of huge moral overlook and be the moral overlord. That I don't think is helpful, and I don't think helps progress anything.
I think overall what I loved about this story is that I feel like too many times in movies people try and pick someone, a certain group or certain gender or type of person to make a victim, and this movie doesn't do that. It states a cause. I mean, it states a problem in today's society. It highlights it, and it says, look, here's what we can do with these opportunities. This voices opinions on how to deal with certain mishaps that's going on in today's society, as opposed to pointing out a certain race or gender and making them the victim and saying, hey, everyone, feel sorry for me because of this. This is what I'm going through, you know. And it's too many films do that nowadays, and I'm not knocking anyone, but I'm just saying it's like I want to see the positive side of things. I'm an optimist. I love to look at the the greener grass on the other side. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna get there one day. You know, and that's my mindset. And when as a filmmaker, I love to work with people that have that same mindset. People that no matter how many times you fall down, you're gonna get back up. Mindset, they know you're gonna get back up. It's like, no, hopefully I get back up. No, I know I'm gonna get back up. And when you can relay that in a story to the audience, it's so much more powerful because you're giving them hope. You're giving them, something to look forward to, and you're giving them a new outlook on how they can go forward in their lives. Just the number of people that can be affected by this movie in a powerful manner, and a hopeful manner, and a motivated manner to just do better, or to, hey, give this person a chance, because regardless of what they did in the past to get where they're at, or to get in the trouble that they're in, that may not be the person they are. Just because this person went to jail before, doesn't mean that he is a killer and he's going to kill my family the moment I let him in my house. I turn my back on him. It's you don't prejudge people because of what you know about their past until you get to know the person.
Right.
And this movie shows that. Byron could have easily been bigger than everyone in the town, and a felon could have easily slaughtered that town. It could have been a whole completely different movie.
Right.
But he showed you that he's not the guy that you all make him out to be. He is a human being, like Ben said, and he's someone in need of a second chance. And when he got the second chance, he had some doubts at first because it was unfamiliar territory to him, just like it was for them. But he stuck with it, and getting to see the people he was around and how they needed him, he was up for the task, and he stuck it out like a man. And,
Right.
yeah, and that's what I love about the movie.
And this poster is very fitting. I learned this from Johnny, your producer, this morning, that this poster here, as you can see, the halfway, and then you've got the prison side, the shaded side, and then you have Byron's character on the farm, and it may probably be blocked by the table, but it looks like he's looking out into the sunset and looking into that new life, leaving the old one behind.
Yeah.
And then for those Dallas audiences that have been following us, this poster, Johnny tells me, was actually created by Yen Tan, and Yen Tan is a very frequent guest of the Dallas International Film Festival. Very well liked. He is from Dallas, so he is a storyteller and an artist himself. So this is in a way, it's great to have the world premiere here. Especially in a way, there's a lot of Dallas connections.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, I'm so excited that y'all are here. Hope you get to enjoy the films here and get to continue to meet with people from around here to encourage each other. Lastly, what are the websites that you would like us to know, like the Quentin Aaron Foundation, or also the Twitter or the Facebook for the film? What are your websites?
Yeah, the Facebook is just Halfway the Movie. We have a website that will be going up at some point, but most of our traffic is through the Facebook site, and Quentin does have a foundation as well.
Cool, yeah. QuentinAaron.org is the foundation website. Right now it's going through some construction. We're revamping the whole foundation.
And what is your foundation, Quentin?
It's actually an anti-bullying foundation. I have been blessed with the platform to reach out and inspire, a lot of our youth today. And so with that opportunity, I started a foundation 4 years ago that allowed me to go out and go to the schools and speak with kids and deal with them one-on-one and talk to them about the effects of bullying, and and kind of just like, I'm not a doctor or a psychiatrist, so I just go and always speak from the heart based off of what I've experienced growing up, because I was bullied a lot as a child. And when they hear it, it's just like, seriously? Well, yes, I wasn't always 6'8", 400 plus pounds, but I was a little dude at one point, and I did get picked on. I did get beat up. I got beat up by a girl one time. We ain't gonna go into that story, but it happened. It happened. But and it's just I know firsthand what it's like, and that's why I started that. But yeah, it's cool. Thank you for bringing that up. It's a pretty cool thing that I get to do, aside from being an actor, and I'm honored to, share my stories and stuff with the kids and see their excitement for what I do, and it's pretty cool.
That's fantastic. Yeah, so gentlemen, I know, in your roles, you're storytellers, you're entertainers, but thank you for going above and beyond that, for being purposeful and actually doing more since you have a platform.
Yeah.
So we look forward to seeing more from each of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.